Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Hope you like our channel. If you do, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Crazy girls need your help. Tonight, we're going to talk about all the drone sightings going on. Are they all drones? No, clearly they're not all drones. Some are definitely what we know to be drones. A lot of the stuff out there is totally CG. Don't get, caught up in that crap. But a lot of the stuff you're seeing is definitely not drones as we know them, nor will they be. Tonight, I want to show you what's also in the skies that you should be looking for during the daytime. This won't be a very long video, but it took me a few days to get photos of what it is I want to show you that's up there during the daylight that you should be looking for. All right, so for a minute, let's take it back and discuss these drones that the military can't find or shoot down. For those of us that stopped getting our news from major news outlets and started seeking, actual news, here's the facts. Make of it what you will. We trust your intelligence. This actually started way back in 2023, January 2023. They were going over our bases in Norfolk and Virginia, our Air Force base, our Navy base, where we build our nuclear submarines. They flew over SEAL Team 6 headquarters 17 days in a row, and we couldn't find them. We can't take them down. I call bull pucky. So there's something going on there. They're just not willing to tell us. There's a lot of clues if you watch, say, like Newsmax and you watch their reports. I mean, even they're feeling pressure and limiting what they're telling you. But there's lots of clues in there if you listen to their reports carefully that you'll see there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on. Now, that being said, I'm always that girl. That girl that's like, oh yeah, everybody laughs because it's all conspiracy theory. But I'd like to just point out that an American election was stolen, and that happened. Suddenly, all those conspiracies are possible. Boy, bet you that triggered a few people. I'm not going to apologize for it. But what's going to trigger you more is I'm not going to show you a bunch of drone videos everybody's using. We're really working hard here to keep it original, to keep it ours, to give you only real solid, this is what it is, debunk it if you wish, stuff. We want to thank everyone for all of their suggestions and the awesome responses that we got from our first couple of uploads. One of the suggestions that was made to us by a few people was that we tell our stories, even though we have no photos or video evidence that people are interested and they think they'd like to hear the stories. I have no problem with doing that. I kind of just wanted to bring you the facts. Here it is, kind of more scientific, but story time, it's not a problem. Let's do that. My story with these balls that defy logic began in the summertime when I was full-fledged, couldn't keep my eyes off the skies, seeing high strangeness all the time, and struggling to get, photos, videos, evidence. A couple of my husband's friends happened to stop by, and we were standing out in the driveway talking about it, and, I couldn't wait to bend people's ears and show them what I had gotten. And thus begins the story. We were standing there in the driveway and just talking, and maybe I can get them to come on and do an interview, who knows, in the future. But as we're standing there talking in the broad daylight, I happened to glance up because I was obsessed and always looking up at the sky, and there was this, not silver, more like polished aluminum looking ball, kind of it looked like it was hanging in the sky, and it had this weird black dot on it, and so when I saw it and said something to one of my husband's friends that was standing there, I don't have the okay to give his name. I made him look up, and he saw it too, and he was like, is that a bird? Kind of, is it a glitch in the matrix? What is it? And I was like, no, it looks like a ball. And he looked at it and he was like, yeah, it is a ball. It's got a black dot in the middle. And I was like, and then the other guy that was standing there was a little slower, and he didn't really see it right away, and I was kind of forced to like point it out. And the minute I pointed it out, and like I'm pointing at it, and we're all shading our eyes and looking up at it, it didn't disappear. It really, honest to God, it went straight up. It went straight up very, very rapidly. Like it was there one minute and gone the next. And if you'd have blinked, you wouldn't have saw it just go straight up in the air. And we were like, holy crap, And the conversation continues for a few minutes, and we go to walk around to the backyard and sit at the picnic table. And as we're coming around the corner of the house, I look up, and there's the same ball again in a different spot between two different other trees, looking exactly the same. So over my shoulder, I said to the first guy, there it is again, in between the big fat tree and the pine tree. And he kind of, I'm like, look at it. And he kind of stopped and looked over his shoulder and was like, holy fuck, there it is. And I mean, to see it again a second time in an entirely different spot, behaving exactly as we saw it the first time, says that's like interaction. That's mind blowing. And fortunately, there were two people there besides me that saw it. And like I said, I don't know, maybe I can even get those guys to talk about it. Who knows? But that's what I saw. And when I saw the twinkling, like outside, just like weird glimmers, like I was catching light, I kind of instantly went back to that sighting that we saw, and thought to myself, gee, I wonder if those things, the way they were, polished aluminum color, you really wouldn't even see those against a gray, stormy sky. It was a different color than the blue sky during the daylight, the summertime, but like it was, if you saw it through your windshield or through your glasses, if you wear glasses, you would think maybe it was just a spot of dirt, or it's a spot on your windshield where a bug hit. Like you just don't, you see it and you just kind of dismiss it and you don't think about it. And I spent a lot of time just kind of rationalizing and debunking my own things, and kind of blowing it off like it just sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Until this spring, when I couldn't debunk, I finally couldn't, find a rational thing for it. And since then, I see it, like it's there. I'm not telling you what you're seeing in our videos. I'm just kind of telling you these are the things that we're seeing. They're right here. It's unaltered, and we couldn't figure out. We X'd off anything rational that it could be, and can't explain its motion or its speed or its behavior. The way interaction happened a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I'm going to move forward here and upload my photos and let you see what you think. I'll give you first the photo unaltered, and then I'll give you the photo that I just changed the background color on, to highlight those spots, those textures, those balls, I believe, at different varying altitudes and just going about really busily. And I think that happens a lot. And I'm pretty sure that you've seen them and dismissed it as being a spot on the window or a spot on the windshield or a spot on your glasses. So start looking up during the daytime too, folks, because it's not just drones that are around. These orb things they're real and they're up there and they're really kind of hard to spot. Um, but I think if you start looking up yourself, if you start thinking about it and doing it and looking up more often, that you will see these things too. And then my story isn't just my story anymore. My story has other people being like, yeah, I heard about it. She said start looking up. Maybe you'll see it too. And son of a bitch if I did. That's my hope anyway. I'm gonna post up my photos that I took, and first the photo, then the color change that I did, the background color change, just to kind of highlight. And I did enlarge and kind of highlight those balls that you're seeing there. And I'll show those photos long enough that you would be able to screenshot them and play with them and see if you could debunk it, or overlay them, because I did, to make sure that they weren't just spots on the lens, and they were none of that. So enjoy. So I'm going to start this record right here. I took these photos at about 8:30 this morning. It's weird. It was a gray sky, but I could see, like, I don't know, it almost looked like stars twinkling through the clouds, but that's not going to happen at 8:30 in the morning, right? So I'm like, what the heck is that? Now, one day I did see one of these silver orbs in broad daylight, didn't get a photo of it as usual. Now, here are those same photos that you just saw. I changed their background colors a little bit, and that was really all I did, just to highlight all that weird white dot, black dot texture that you see there. And that is not like lint or funk on the lens, as you'll see, because I'll post the entire series of photos that I took this morning, and you'll see that these spots are really only in certain areas, kind of where there's trees and things, maybe to disguise themselves in, to hide a little bit better. But you'll see that these spots are not in every photo, so it's clearly not something on my lens. These are exactly what? What? Well, that's the question we want answered, right? My theory is these are these metal balls that you're seeing. Now, I'd like you to take a look at this video. It was posted by Viral Video Lab in 2021. And it's a pretty clear video of exactly, pretty much, this is kind of dark compared to what I saw, but it moves exactly the same way, like very rapidly. That thing starts to cruise when it moves. And this video that you're watching now was a video that was actually released by the Department of Defense. It's one of those balls just traveling right across the base, like right there. So obviously that was a story done, carried by the New York Post. I always like to try and show you, actual news that got picked up by local channels, probably never carried over nationally because it's all hush hush now. But this is where we've come to my photos from this morning. I lead off with, the photo, and then the background color changed photos. And I'm finishing off here with just the entire span of photos that I took. Hopefully you, if nothing else, take away from this the idea to look up, to see what it is that you can see. I only need you to take my word for it that if you keep looking up, you too will notice all the high strangeness happening.
Floating in the sky yesterday. You could see all the people stopped on the street there in their tracks looking at it. Some folks say they saw lights. Others were maybe waiting for little green men to arrive.
I don't know.
What, you don't want to say
I'm looking for the mothership.
I'd like to end this video with this clip from the History Channel's Skinwalker Ranch. I'm a huge fan. But basically, they caught one of these silver balls on a trail cam, and you'll see it's exactly the same. I'm not showing the video with the sound. If you'd like to go and watch the videos, they're on the History Channel. But there it is. That's what it is. And thanks. Wow. So the video turned out a lot longer than I thought it would be. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And you'll come back and subscribe and watch our next upload. It should be a good one. We always try to make it a good one anyway. We hope you and your family had a great holiday, and I bet you're looking forward to the new year just as much as we are. Have fun and stay safe. If you don't drink and drive, this won't look like a good idea.